In the annals of history, few figures stand as luminaries in the tapestry of human progress as prominently as Hippocrates. A name that resonates through the ages, Hippocrates was not just a man of his time, but a true pioneer whose work and ideas laid the foundation for the advancement of human knowledge and the growth of civilization. In an era teeming with eminent researchers and thinkers, Hippocrates rose to prominence with his extraordinary initiatives and events that left an indelible mark on the socio-cultural progress of mankind. Hippocrates, born around 460 BC in the ancient Greek city of Kos, found himself at the confluence of a remarkable period in human history. The 5th century BC was an era when the Greek world was ablaze with intellectual ferment, with the likes of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle making their mark. It was a time when the tapestry of human knowledge was being woven, and Hippocrates was an essential thread. His family background, while not well documented, suggests that he came from a lineage of physicians. This foundation allowed him to delve into the mysteries of the human body and its ailments from an early age. Hippocrates' journey was not just a solitary pursuit of knowledge, but a reflection of the intellectual ecosystem of his time. He was not alone in his quest for understanding the human condition. There were many other luminaries of his era engaged in similar endeavors. Yet, what set him apart was his methodical approach and the distinctiveness of his ideas. His travels across Greece and other lands exposed him to a wealth of diverse medical traditions and practices. He diligently recorded his observations and meticulously analyzed the outcomes of different treatments. The personality of Hippocrates was marked by a relentless curiosity, a deep empathy for the suffering, and an unwavering commitment to the scientific method. He approached his work with a blend of keen observation and a skeptical mindset. It was not enough for him to rely on age-old beliefs or anecdotal evidence. He sought to subject medical practice to rigorous scrutiny. In doing so, he carved out a unique niche for himself in the rich mosaic of ancient scholarship. One of the hallmark initiatives of Hippocrates was the separation of medicine from the realm of superstition and mysticism. In his groundbreaking treatise, the Hippocratic Oath, he laid down a rational, systematic approach to medicine that emphasized natural causes for diseases rather than divine intervention. He sought to demystify the medical field, making it more accessible to both practitioners and patients. This shift was nothing short of a timely game-changer, as it liberated medicine from the grip of quackery and set it on a path towards scientific inquiry. Hippocrates' work did not unfold in isolation. It was deeply entwined with the socio-cultural dynamics of his time. Ancient Greece was a place where knowledge and philosophy flowed freely, and Hippocrates tapped into this intellectual current. He fostered collaboration with other outstanding figures of his time, including Anaxagoras and Empedocles. These partnerships enriched his understanding of the human body and its workings, further fueling his groundbreaking ideas. One of the most remarkable legacies of Hippocrates was the introduction of the ethical code of conduct for physicians. The famous Hippocratic Oath set the standard for medical ethics, stressing the primacy of the patient's welfare and the need for confidentiality. This oath, which has transcended centuries and cultures, speaks to the enduring impact of his work. It was a testament to his vision of not just healing the body but also nurturing the patient's trust. Hippocrates' death, which occurred in 377 BC, marked the end of an era. However, his ideas and contributions continued to ripple through the currents of history. His systematic and empirical approach to medicine laid the groundwork for future generations of physicians. The legacy of his ethical code, encapsulated in the Hippocratic Oath, remains a touchstone for modern medical practitioners, emphasizing the nobility of the healing profession. Hippocrates stood out in his time, not just for his methodical approach, but also for the distinctive principles he put forth. These principles, which reverberate through the corridors of time, are worth delving into. First and foremost, Hippocrates advocated the concept of humorism, a theory that posited that the human body was composed of 4 humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. He believed that an imbalance in these humors led to disease. While this theory might seem quaint by modern standards, it was a revolutionary step in understanding the body's inner workings and served as a foundational concept in medicine for centuries. Another groundbreaking idea was the belief in the natural causes of diseases. Hippocrates argued that diseases were not punishments meted out by the gods, but were instead a result of natural processes. This was a radical departure from the prevailing superstitious beliefs of his time and laid the groundwork for the empirical approach to medicine that we recognize today, fostering a more proactive approach to the human well-being condition. Hippocrates was a staunch advocate of clinical observation and documentation. His emphasis on careful examination, patient history, and the recording of symptoms set a new standard for medical practice. This meticulous approach, captured in the famous aphorism, "First, do no harm," remains a cornerstone of modern medicine. Furthermore, he introduced the concept of prognosis, where he attempted to predict the course of an illness based on its symptoms and progression. This was a significant step in making medical practice more predictable and evidence-based. Hippocrates' influence extended beyond the realm of medicine. He was also a philosopher who delved into questions about the nature of the human soul, the role of emotions, and the interconnectedness of the body and mind. His work in the field of psychology laid the foundation for future philosophers and thinkers to explore the intricacies of the human psyche. In a world populated with great minds, Hippocrates stood out through his pioneering approach and his commitment to the scientific method. He was not content with regurgitating old beliefs or relying on mysticism. He sought to peel back the layers of ignorance and unveil the truths that govern the human body and its afflictions. Hippocrates' work was indeed a timely game-changer, as it liberated the field of medicine from superstition and set it on the path of rational inquiry. His methods of clinical observation and documentation became the gold standard for medical practice, and his ethical code continues to guide physicians to this day. The impact of his work rippled through history, contributing to the growth of knowledge, the development of human potential, and the advancement of civilization. But what sets Hippocrates apart from his contemporaries? What distinguishes him in the pantheon of ancient luminaries? The differences lie not only in his methodical approach, but also in the enduring impact of his ideas. While other philosophers and scholars of his time made significant contributions, it was Hippocrates who paved the way for modern medicine. Hippocrates' legacy is also rooted in his ability to bridge the worlds of philosophy and science. He wasn't content with the mere practice of medicine. He sought to understand the underlying principles that governed health and disease. In doing so, he became a philosopher of the human condition, exploring the relationship between the body and the mind. His ideas on the interconnectedness of physical and mental health were far ahead of his time. The principles put forth by Hippocrates were revolutionary not only in the field of medicine but in the broader context of human understanding. His emphasis on natural causes, empirical observation, and ethical conduct laid the foundation for the scientific method that would shape the future of human knowledge. He was a true trailblazer, setting new standards and guiding principles that continue to shape our world today. Hippocrates' impact on the socio-cultural progress of mankind is unique and extraordinary. His work opened the door to a new era of rationality and evidence-based practice. It provided a beacon of light in a world steeped in superstition and myth. As his ideas spread and took root, they transformed the way society viewed health and disease. Patients began to place their trust in physicians who adhered to the principles of the Hippocratic Oath. The expansion of knowledge and awareness owes much to the contributions of Hippocrates. His insistence on meticulous observation and documentation became the bedrock of scientific inquiry. It set a precedent for future generations of scientists and researchers who would follow in his footsteps, applying his methods to fields beyond medicine. The development of the potential of man and human civilization owes a significant debt to Hippocrates. By demystifying the human body and its afflictions, he empowered physicians to pursue more effective treatments. His emphasis on ethical conduct elevated the medical profession and fostered trust between doctors and patients. This, in turn, allowed for more comprehensive and effective healthcare, ultimately contributing to the overall well-being of society. Hippocrates' legacy resonates not only through the corridors of history but in the very institutions that continue to shape our world. His ethical code remains a guiding force for medical professionals, ensuring that the patient's welfare remains paramount. The principles he set forth in the Hippocratic corpus continue to influence medical practice and education, reminding us of the enduring relevance of his work. Hippocrates' journey was not one of isolation. It was a reflection of the intellectual currents of his time. His collaborations and interactions with other outstanding figures of his era, such as Anaxagoras and Empedocles, further enriched the tapestry of knowledge. These interactions were not mere happenstance, but were intentional steps towards unraveling the mysteries of the human body and its ailments. His travels were also pivotal in shaping his understanding of medicine. He ventured to various places within Greece and beyond, including the island of Thasos and the city of Athens. These journeys allowed him to witness different medical traditions and practices, contributing to the diversity of his observations. Every place he visited, every interaction he had, left an imprint on his work, enriching the fabric of his insights. Hippocrates' major jobs and professional tasks were carried out within the framework of his medical practice and teaching. He established a school of medicine on the island of Kos, where he not only treated patients but also trained the next generation of physicians. This institution became a beacon of rationality and evidence-based practice, disseminating the principles of the Hippocratic Oath to aspiring doctors. Hippocrates' impact was not confined to the realm of academia. He ventured into the practical application of his principles, working as a physician in various regions. His experiences in treating different patients and his dedication to meticulous documentation further honed his understanding of the human body and its ailments. While his birthplace, family background, and personal life are not extensively documented, it is clear that Hippocrates' legacy is not just the result of individual brilliance, but also a reflection of his time and the intellectual milieu in which he thrived. His family's lineage of physicians provided a solid foundation for his work, and his unwavering commitment to the scientific method set him on a trajectory of pioneering achievement. In conclusion, the figure of Hippocrates stands as a luminous beacon in the tapestry of human history. His pioneering work, distinct principles, and unwavering commitment to the scientific method made him a timely game-changer, shaping the fields of medicine, philosophy, and ethics. His ideas, such as humorism, the emphasis on natural causes, and the ethical code of conduct, not only transformed the practice of medicine but also contributed to the expansion of knowledge, the development of human potential, and the progress of human civilization. Hippocrates' legacy endures in the modern medical profession, where the Hippocratic Oath remains a guiding light for ethical practice. His emphasis on empirical observation and rationality set the stage for scientific inquiry, providing a model for generations of researchers and scholars. In a world filled with outstanding thinkers and luminaries, Hippocrates' work transcends his time, resonating with an enduring impact that continues to shape the way we approach medicine and the understanding of the human condition. His life and work, steeped in intellectual curiosity and guided by the scientific method, stand as a testament to the power of human inquiry and the indomitable spirit of progress.